let's deal with 393, CJC 393, which should start at your page 3466. Commissioners, we ran copies of CJC 393 as received, but on a proper consideration thereof, it would appear that they were not filed in order. So I have tried to make some sense of them, and I suggest the pages be moved around. Advocate Johnson will confirm if I'm correct.
Yes.
And in that regard, it's, if I say CJC starts at 3466, it's followed by 3467. It would appear that your current 3468 is what should be 3467. So if we could start by swapping those pages around. Do you agree with me, Advocate Johnson? Correct? Thank you. So the current 68 should be 67. And the current...
But what about the fact that 3467 as is says 1 of 1?
Because it will go with 3469. That what's currently 3467, and I suggest B8, is the document that we have in our file already. You will recall, Chair, our A1 statement at file 2, page 681. It accords with 3467 and 3469. So that page seems to have been mislaid.
I know for the most part this is illegible, but below the rectangle of the current 3468,
yes,
there's something that appears to be a page number there. I can't read it.
It might appear as a 3.
As a 3, I thought so.
Yes.
Now, if we take 3468 to come under the current 3466, are those supposed to follow each other consecutively?
They would seem to, because if one has regard to 3466, that's the start of the case docket. And then when I get to the current 3468, which we suggest be amended to 67, that seems to be the CAS checklist. And the date appearing at 3468 in the second block is the 29th of October 2024. So it doesn't tally with the statement of January 2025.
So I changed the 3467 to 3468.
That's what you propose.
Okay.
Then that will read and be followed logically by 3469.
Sorry, Counsel, may I, through you, Chair, may I just so the 3466, if you look at the top, it's got a A1, then a little 1 in brackets. Then it follows on 3468, it's got a A1 and a little 2 in brackets. But please look at 3470. There seems to be a A1 with a little 3 in brackets. And then it seems 3471 has an A1 with a little 4 in brackets. And I'm not sure if those are the ones that are supposed to go consecutively.
No, I'm going to come to that.
Thank you.
Because beyond the 4 pages I've dealt with, if you look at what was 3467 that I suggest be 68, that is the preamble to the statement, and it bears CAS number 542/06/2025. That at the bottom, it's dated the 6th of January 2025. We have dealt with this preamble together with its statement, and that is our current A1 statement at file 2, page 681. And you're quite correct, Advocate Johnson. It gets messier going forward, but we'll try. For the record, Chair, You will recall that we have the report by General Jacobs, who has, General Jacobs is Annexure MK15, page 275. There is a table there that correlates the Orlando and Cape Town dockets, MK15. And that's General Mkwanazi's annexure bundle, MK15. And in particular, this is the report by Lieutenant General Jacobs. And at page 275, it sets out a useful table. And that correlates the Cape Town dockets with the Orlando dockets. If one has regard to that table, I would say there are 3 Cape Town dockets, 1650 referred to in block 2 and 3, 1651 referred to in block 1, and 1653 referred to in the final block on the table.
So Counsel, your page?
And page 275, ma'am.
275,
Yes.
thank you.
So if we lose that as a guide, and now go into our file 9, the cover file, at page 3470, that is the case number 1650. So page 3470 and 3471, they're the same case number 1650/10/2024, and it's followed by a handwritten statement. And at 3474 is an entry in the investigation diary. I can't make out whose, but once again, the same case number 1650. Then you get to page 3475. It's a typed affidavit, but it is followed once again by wrong documents. And on my reading subject, of course, to correction, 3475 should be followed by 3478, which means 76 and 77 are in the wrong place. And if so I think that's to correct so that when we reference the pages. So our current 3478 should be 3476, and the current 76 and 78 and 77 should be 77 and 78 respectively. And that takes us to 3479, which is once again a typed affidavit that seems complete, and the subsequent documents seem to be in the correct order. Are you with me thus far, Advocate Johnson?
I am.
So what you then provided are the dockets of cases opened, the 3 dockets opened in Cape Town. We'll have the cover sheet of that case docket 3466.
Sorry,
Yes.
before you go to the current 3478, which is also marked A14, you said it belongs where?
It seems to go with the old 3477. You said
3478?
the current 3478, I think goes with, it follows up on 3475. And I suggested be numbered 76. It looks like the end of that affidavit starting at 3475. And yes, Commissioner Baloyi, I agree with you that the current 3478 reads exactly as 3480. Yes. I take it it's the second page of either of both affidavits. So you don't get rid of any one of them. You need both pages to make sense of the affidavits. Yes. And if, for a moment, let's stay with 3475. As currently filed, the affidavit starting at 3475 doesn't have an ending. That is why I propose to bring 3478 forward to make it an ending to 3475. But if then we go to 3780, that appears to be the ending. Much as it's worded in exactly the same terms, seems to be the ending to the affidavit starting at 3479. Well, Commissioner Kumar nods his end. He seems to agree with me.
There was a slightly different problem.
Yes.
In the photocopies, one page was copied twice in one of the photocopies.
No,
It won't be in yours, so
okay,
I won't notice.
I will understand that. Okay.
Sorry, Counsel.
Yes,
Chair, to which page do you direct us now?
No. We're still trying to sort out which page follows which, then we're going to start. Thank you, Commissioner. So then we start at the beginning of CJC 393, that's at your page 3466. And these are the documents you provided us. Unfortunately, that page, the case docket, is very legible, but at least in the top center block, you can make out the case number, and I read it as 1650/10/2024. That is then followed by the reposition 3467. And you will note in the second block, it's got the date of 29/10/2024, signed by Captain, I can't make out the name, but the captain. Then it jumps to 3468, our new 3468, and it's got case number 542/06/2025, that's the Brooklyn case, and that's what we call the Bede case. For your notes, that is the front page of the A1 statement, as we already have it at file 2, page 81, together with the following page 3469. Then once again, at 3470, it's a Cape Town 1650/10 statement. So that's when the case was opened in Cape Town. At 3471, bearing the same number, we know the offense there is defeating the ends of justice. And 3472 is Mr. Adamson's handwritten statement. I assume that it is in respect of case number 1650. There is nothing that tells me, unless perhaps the content that might do, so we retain it there. And at 3473, you will note, Commissioners, that it was commissioned on the 29th of October 2024 at 1500 hours. And that is then followed by 3474, which is a copy of the investigation diary signed by Captain somebody there, and references the statement taken from Mr. Adams. Now, we should consider that as the pack for case number 1650. Now, you recall, we're going through this exercise because we established that I did the section 27 affidavit on the 21st of November 2024. And the idea, I think we've established that it was fairly deficient for compliance with section 27 itself. And you indicated that the dockets, the